Hey everybody, it's Elon from Inside Fighting, and I have one of my favorite guests who I'm about to introduce. We've got the one, the only. You ready for this? Here we go, guys. The big reveal. Dominic Izzo,
Hi.
Wing Chun master extraordinaire, and awesome person.
Hi. What's going on, dude?
I'm good, man. I'm about to jump into the intro song.
Can I sing it once ever?
Go ahead. Sing it. You're gonna actually, I'm gonna voice you over and play it with your voiceover. So that's what's gonna happen right now. You ready?
Inside fighting, dangerous martial arts. It was how it goes.
Special edition intro song today. We're gonna have sick. So how you been?
Good. I haven't seen you in ages. What have you been doing? What have you been up to?
Yeah, it's been years.
Yeah.
Been training. You want to hear something crazy? I don't know if I told you. I tore my ACL, MCL, and meniscus, and I had fractures.
What'd you do to it? How'd you do it?
Kyokushin, that bare knuckle karate style fighting. And what's weird is within 2 weeks, my leg was fine. They're like, you're not going to be able to walk. You're not going to be able to train. I have no instability. I don't think they know what they're talking about.
My sister was a borderline. She could have gone pro in soccer, but she didn't. She had 6 ACL and meniscus surgeries. And I guess for a lot, it's the twisting motion that does it. And it's just, I've had friends who have it and they're stuck with pain when they don't get taken care of. So, I mean, shit, if you don't feel anything, it's great from it. Just keep going. I mean, she had her surgery 20 years ago, but and I'm sure today's surgery, like my dad's 75, he had a full knee replacement 2 years ago and he was up and walking in a week. So modern technology is insane.
Yeah, it is nuts. ACL still sucks. It still takes a year before you're 6 months to a year before you're really back doing anything hard. But I think within the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to have massive changes to how it's done. Even just with there's some weird experimental stuff going on with stem cells now, and there's some new ways.
Yeah, I'll inject it right into your stuff, and then I'll grow it just right back. There's your meniscus all grown back and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So I'd rather be patient.
Technology.
I got a fun video for you to watch. Have you ever heard of Jeff Chen?
I don't know, maybe visually, but the name off the bat does not ring any bells.
So he has a YouTube channel. He's a martial artist, MMA fighter, super good fighter. Competed, and he just dojo storms in a nice way. He arranges it obviously in a very cool way where it's friendly and fights people of different styles. He fights MMA guys, Muay Thai guys, Dutch kickboxers. In this video, he's fighting a Wing Chun guy that he found. I thought this would be a very cool video to watch with you. It's only 4 to 5 minutes.
Am I gonna love it or hate it?
You're gonna be right down the middle. I think
Okay,
you're gonna see some things that you think work and some things that you're like, this guy's a total. Keep in mind, Jeff Chen spars every day. That's what he does. He's at a massive advantage compared to most, in my opinion, Wing Chun.
All Wing Chun people. Yeah.
By the way, I want to, before we do this, do you want to give a shout out to anything you're doing, your channel?
Yeah, for the people who don't know where I'm at, if you want, I've been involved with Wing Chun since 1996. I am one of the only real Wing Chun people left on the planet. Nah, there's 6 million of us out there. I just happen to teach from a point of view of combatives. I'm a wrestling coach as well too. So if you want to check out Izzo Wing Chun on YouTube, I do teach Wing Chun there and I do commentary over other people's content. So enjoy Izzo Wing Chun here on YouTube.
One of the best martial arts YouTube channels around, guys. I'm going to put it in the description below. Give him a follow. If you don't, I can't do anything because it's the internet. There's really no consequence to any of your actions on here, but that's where we're at today. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Look at this guy right here. Look at this deadly 1-inch punch position.
Okay, he's the Wing Chun guy on the right?
Hell yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh man, it's
Dude, get rid of the soup kitchen jacket that everybody wears. And I'm gonna already tell you off the bat. Look at his rear leg. He's on his toes of his rear leg. He's got a wide, like 50-50 stance. So his head is over his hips, over both feet. But the second you say that and you do the whole, no, it's not. He's not Wing Chun, whatever.
What was your lineage for Wing Chun, by the way?
So my lineage was first under Ip Ching, and we were under Ron Heimberger, then through my Sifu, Danny Halligan, Eric Lee after Heimberger passed away. Then I moved under Phil Nearing, who was under Sam Kwok. But before Sam Kwok was Steve Lee Swift, and Steve Lee Swift is under Simon Lau, one of the best Wing Chun people on the fucking planet, pardon my language. And then my current Sifu is Syed Ahmad, and he was under Dave Jedlin, who was Phil Nearing's Kung Fu brother underneath Steve Lee Swift at the same time together. So I would say, for the most part, a lot of my influence comes from more of Simon Lau than anyone else. Sifu Justin Ock is a good reference. He's a great guy out of Florida, Lakeland, Florida. So I've got the Ip Ching lineage, Simon Lau lineage, Sam Kwok lineage. And Sam Kwok is obviously under Ip Ching and Ip Chun. I think Ip Ching passed away a couple of years ago, but Ip Chun is still, I think. Yeah, he did. And Ip Chun is still alive. He's the older brother.
Well, what I like about your Wing Chun is it is combative oriented. It's reality based. Not, you don't see that in a lot of Wing Chun guys, sadly. So
they like to cheese out. They don't like to fight, and it sucks. I say this all the time. I'm still a hothead. I don't want to change. I don't want to grow. I said this on a podcast a couple of months ago. I don't want to mature in the fighting Zen, like, hey, be like water. Just let the energy go past you. I will never want to get rid of that aggressive fighting mindset. I like having an attitude problem, and if you can't back that up with combative skills, okay, then what are you doing? So I don't train Wing Chun for health and longevity, like almost a yoga. I train it for if my hand does make it to your throat, well, I'll go to jail, but I can't guarantee it's going to happen to you. And it's a shit mentality, but it's how it's fighting is.
I respect it. Fighting is not meant to be nice.
Oh.
You ready for this?
Yeah, let's see what we got here. Oh, I already want Jeff Chan to kick this guy's ass. Oh,
he's doing XMA. I don't know where that came from. Look, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen most of this video. This is amazing so far.
I'm already rooting for Jeff Chan. Oh, God, what are you doing? What is this? There's no Yuma in that.
This is Jeff Chan.
Guys, it's Jeff Chan.
I think we should skip the.
You don't even need to play this video. If you look, and I'll give you my Wing Chun eye. If you back up on the guy who's doing the dummy, which is one of the most misunderstood tools of Wing Chun, he's got what we would call Yuma, and that's no rooting, no rising, no sinking. He's got no power in his punch. He's all hand stuff. And if you look at Jeff Chan, who clearly knows what a double leg takedown is from one of the clips you saw, this kid's going to get knocked over by a stiff wind. So,
well, what I will say is Jeff Chan is a very nice guy, and he will lower himself to your level. I don't know him, but I've seen him spar with people. He sparred with very high level people, and he sparred with lower level people. He adapts himself. He's not out there to try and KO you. He seems like the exact kind of sparring partner you'd want. So I don't know how hard he's going to go on someone who he feels much better than.
So in case you were wondering, hand trapping does work, which is what Wing Chun is all about. Of course, Wing Chun works best in close combat and less effective when there is distance between you and your opponent. And to play to my advantage, I'm going to try to keep my distance from Sifu.
Trapping is so misunderstood too. It's ridiculous.
I'll be highlighting all the times hand trapping gets used, and hopefully
he's giving his commentary on.
So here I
is the Wing Chun guy doing anything right?
Is that the Wing Chun guy on the right? Yeah. Can you like hair up a back a little bit, like maybe like a second, a little bit more. Yeah, this thing he's trying to do there with the bong sound. If you could back it up even more, like that's the shape. Let it play. Let's see what we got here. Oh no.
Where's his punches are loopy?
Yeah, there he is. He tried to do a bong sao in that position, and the number one he just showed the number one problem with all Wing Chun people is they forget everything goes forward. Everything. He's going to get his ass kicked because the one of the ways that Wing Chun, the legend says that a nun created it, and they've since debunked that. But if it's got the theory that a smaller person can overcome a larger person, how do you do that? And one of the main reasons is we call crowding power. Everything you do, The hand trapping is garbage. There's no such thing as hand trapping. Trapping is the same thing as a jab in boxing. The jab is used to feel out your opponent. Would you agree that if I stood and I didn't do anything back and you were blindfolded and you jabbed, and with your left hand you jabbed and you felt my forehead, that you could deliver a powerful right strike with your hand, because you know where I'm at, right? That's all trapping is. And trapping is meant to get closer and closer and closer. You want to run someone over in Wing Chun. So when you do something like this, where you try to show your skill and you bong sao and you're leaning back and you're not aggressively moving in, that's not Wing Chun. Wing Chun is about taking space, and every single contact that is made is meant to inch up the person's, if it's an arm, inch up the arm. If you make contact, I don't care with the shoulder, you go towards the neck. You are constantly meant to inch forward, crowd them up. And that's where anybody, I'll say this, and I don't plan on sparring him to put your money where your mouth is. But one of the most practical, I was going to say easy, but that's a stupid word to say. One of the most practical way to get a guy like Jeff Chanoff is you don't ever let them have their distance. And and here's the thing Wing Chun people can't stand, they hate. Well, if Jeff Chan is a better sparrer than I am, better fighter than I am, taller than I am, younger than I am, faster than I am, better cardiovascular shape, and my job is to eat his space, would you agree that means I'm going to eat a bunch of punches going in?
Yes.
So you have to be willing to do that. That's the one thing that Wing Chun people are not willing to do. And you got to close the distance. Yeah, dude, you better get ready to eat some punches. That's how this works. So this is garbage. Jeff Chan's doing a great job. He's playing his game. This Wing Chun guy is playing Jeff Chan's game, and he's about to get his ass spanked.
Yeah. Which maybe, he's also just throwing weird punches and moving.
Yeah.
I can't understand the
his balance. He has no balance. The what is that?
Well, you know what it is. It's a byproduct of not sparring and then having to go move with a guy who's
and he's got a separation of upper and lower body with the bobbing and weaving. The problem I have with this is I hope to God did they label Wing Chun in this video at all?
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
the title of the video is Pro MMA Fighter versus Wing Chun.
See, that's fraud. That's a BS disclaimer. They should have a BS disclaimer. This is not true. And this guy, a back
fist.
That
was nice. Did you see that though?
Yeah, I did, but it doesn't. Go back and show it again. I'll show you why.
Sure. Look, he rolls. He rolls with the punch here. That was nice.
That's bong sao energy, like in that position. That's JKD's back fist. And that's a problem. It's not Wing Chun. So once he makes contact, he rolls. If you go back and you look at it again, when he starts to roll that bong sao to back fist, if Jeff wanted to, all he has to do is keep coming in and crowding him and take him down. Because where's this Wing Chun guy's energy going? It's going back towards him. He's absorbing it into his own person with no stance or structure. So if Chan wants to crowd him, he's going to knock him right in his ass. Everything he's doing is back in that like his space. Like if I'm him, I'm taking your energy into me. Well, that's the problem. Oh, what is that? Oh God. Oh.
It also feels like he doesn't understand range. A lot of the time he's punching from too far, much like what you're saying. He's not stepping in with his punches. And that might just be because he's scared of getting hit more, even though
he's going to eat a punch. He's going to eat a punch. He keeps trying this bong sao. Bong sao is forced, and it forces when you go forward. Meaning, if you try to throw a bong sao when somebody throws a jab at you, the jab's gone by the time you complete your movement. Makes no sense. It's stupid. I can't stand when people do that. It's like, okay, you did that. Now what? You closed no distance. He keeps doing that same damn movement. It's doing nothing for him.
Yeah.
If Jeff Chan changed his game, and instead of tapping and then backing up, all he has to do, very, very, very easily, all he has to do is make contact and just press into this guy. This guy can't handle pressure. Where it looks like Jeff Chan can handle pressure is he understands the footwork distance to where I'll give you a great analogy. When I met Light Burley for the first time, Light Burley, who was very, very, very skilled in Wing Chun, also a superior, like boxing expert in 52 blocks. Well, Light didn't want to play my game. So when I'm touching Light's hands and I'm crowding Light, he's like a ghost. He's gone. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. You can't play that game on those guys. So and that's where boxing footwork is fantastic, because what they could do is come in and tap, do a little bit of damage, and then head back out. So that's where the Wing Chun guys are like, well, how do I do? What do I do? This is where you have to, the two concepts are facing and crowding. That's why our footwork is different. When you stand bladed, you're going to lose to a boxer. When you're facing, at least you can, with a more squared up stance, at least more, you have a better option of cutting them off. And once you make that contact, if you are not aggressively being like, dude, I can't let this guy get away, you have to take advantage of them backing up because their momentum is going backwards. And that's the only advantage you have in that motion. If you don't know how to do that, you're screwed.
Yeah, he's totally overwhelmed. You can see, and Jeff Chan's going very, very easy on him. And Jeff Chan has really nice footwork and nice head movement. He's hard to touch, just even from a lot of high level guys. He's hard to touch just because of how he moves.
Yeah,
you can see just the Wing Chun guys also. I see this a lot with people, by the way. It doesn't matter the style. It's a big problem with traditional styles that don't spar as much, whether it's Kempo, whether it's Wing Chun, whatever that style is. When they actually start sparring, especially with gloves on, the whole system changes. It becomes messy kickboxing. And I'm like, well, why aren't you doing – Jeff Chan's doing more Wing Chun here than the Wing Chun guy. He's actually trapping, pushing the hand down, stepping in.
And his footwork is a lot more 50-50. You ever notice that? How almost every martial art that's traditional, when it comes down to sparring, they look like kickboxers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they 100% go to. And it is also, there's this Q-Sao, Choi-Sao, wrist to wrist, the Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon. Every damn time you see somebody who's like this, they're not used to taking shots. And that's why, like with my background coming from wrestling, I lived in that close space. I wish they didn't call this Wing Chun versus MMA, because it's not even remotely close. That was, for anybody who's wondering, if you look at that as Wing Chun, that's not Wing Chun. That was what your dog throws up in the middle of the night. You clean up, you put it in the garbage bag, and then you leave it outside, forgetting that it's only Friday and the garbage isn't until Monday. So you went and did everything, and that thing soaked up all the sunlight. Now there's flies and maggots all over and it's got the garbage juice. And then you got to pick it up and bring it down to the trash to the corner. That's what that was. That was not Wing Chun.
It's quite the analogy there.
Dude,
I've had that happen. Can I say something that I find, and I want your opinion on this, because I actually agree with you. One of the things I teach in self-defense, if I'm teaching people fighting for self-defense, I say most real self-defense is either too far, right? You're trying to be out of range of whatever can hurt you, or it's truly close quarter combat. You're trying to be past the range where something can hurt you. Too close. Sparring with that mentality is very different. I like to spar. Like I said, I do this style called Kyokushin. I've done Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but none of it really represents my mentality for actual street fighting or survival. I see it as a drill. If I'm sparring with you in Muay Thai, I'm intentionally staying in ranges that I would not try and stay in a street fight. If I'm sparring Kyokushin, I'm staying at a range where I wouldn't stay in a street fight. Even Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I'm fighting at a range that's not ideal for a street fight. Muay Thai, arguably, if you spend a lot of your time in the clinch, that's probably an ideal range for street fighting. But a lot of guys don't. They kind of stay at that mid-kick range where they can also tap each other and all that. It's playful. Real self-defense sparring should be one guy who's highly aggressive with gloves on or whatever they have, coming at you full force, swinging like a maniac, and you just driving past it. Real sparring doesn't necessarily translate to self-defense the same way as a drill like that would. Someone trying to KO you, wild, crazy punches just running at you, and you just have to cover up, get in, and control. And I tell people that a lot, and they go, no. That's why MMA guys and guys who spar will do so much better in a street fight. And I'm like, I don't necessarily agree that for the average person, that's a solution. If you want to be a pro fighter, yeah, you'll do better in a street fight. You're a pro fighter. But for the average person who has 2 days a week, doesn't want major injuries, or 3 days a week, and wants to learn true self-defense, I think that closing the gap mentality and drills that allow you to do it under pressure are what you're really going to need to experience and get good at in a street self-defense situation.
Yeah, everything you said was accurate. That's why Wing Chun guys fail, because they stand in that static position.
But isn't that Wing Chun? Isn't that the mentality of Wing Chun?
We used to have tenets in Wing Chun. I can't remember what all of them were, but like we used to have something called look at nothing and see everything, where when you drop your eyes in the middle of somebody's chest, your peripheral vision can pick up everything. You're like, oh my God. And one of them was there's no defense against a well-planned ambush. In all real fights, you're gonna get ambushed. Somebody's gonna come out of nowhere, hit you in the back of the head, all this shit. Two guys, and I can't remember her name, out of the Netherlands, urban combatives, Lee Morrison and Michelle.
Yeah.
Dude, you want to talk about people who know exactly how to train? That's it. I'll give him credit. We haven't spoken in years, but even Lenny Sly, when I'll plug his YouTube. He hasn't done YouTube in years. Rogue Warriors Training Compound. His version or style of Aikido, which was under Seagal, was they had that drill where you had 3 or 4 guys in front of you and you were on your knees in front of them, probably about 10 feet. And when, I don't know, the mat slapped or the instructor said go, you immediately stood up and they attacked you. And with Lenny, you jammed him in the wall or you tried to, it wasn't like a Steven Seagal demonstration. So yeah, how are you going to apply your stuff during that? And that's ultimately what it is. That's why you've seen me over the years. Where's your sparring videos? That's the number one critique from every snot-nosed basement-dwelling YouTube troll who has shit between their ears and can't understand that sparring does not equate to fighting. And it's like, yeah, you got your sparring. Oh, your mother's ass. So, yeah, what you just said is 100% correct. That's why I think when you get, like, the number one example I can think of today is urban combatives in Netherlands with Lee Morrison. Yeah.
There's some other good guys, but he's very good. I did a video on him. I love sparring. I think there's something mentally very healthy about it for me. I get a lot of aggression out. I like getting hit. So for me, there's benefits. I do think conditioning your body, getting stronger, getting used to getting hit a little bit are all things that will help you, but you don't need to spar necessarily for that. Like I said, those drills, you'll get hit your body. You can condition your body just by standing in front of each other and kicking and punching each other in the body. So I agree. I think it's an interesting dynamic. I just enjoy sparring so much that I need to do it or I'll go crazy and I'll become violent.
I have no reference, so I'm assuming, of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've never, ever been on a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu mat. It looks like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is fluid and gentle. And I know it's a martial art and it's a self-defense and it's a sport. I have wrestling background, and I know wrestling is also technique and it's fucking aggressive and it's violent and it's chaotic. I have to wonder how many people, mindset is going to be everything, right? I have to wonder how many people who are in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu suffer from the same thing Wing Chun people do, right? Meaning Wing Chun, this fluid rolling hand stuff. And then you go to apply it and you think your soft energy is going to work in a fight. You're out of your mind. I have to wonder how many people go through the same thing with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and they're wondering that soft rolling is going to work in a fight. Where it's wrestling. That's why, my heart will always be a wrestling. And it's like I would put my money on a wrestling in a street self-defense situation. Boxers too. Then I
just did a video where boxing was the number one thing if I had 6 months to teach somebody.
Yeah, when you think about it, boxing, you're getting in, you're keeping distance, doing damage, getting out. And then
you're also there's just I think also one of the main things about boxing that people underestimate is your ability to understand body mechanics. So if someone has a weapon, people are like, oh, you're not learning how to defend against the knife. I put my money on a good boxer against the knife.
You're not near the knife. Your distance is huge.
And you see the hand. You're used to things coming at you very fast every day at your head and your body from someone's hand only. That's like your primary weapon so there's a lot, and footwork if you're fighting multiple people. Boxing is just an incredible, underrated martial art. It's not just a sport, it's a martial art. It's proven itself as such time and time again. But the sport aspect, you do see styles that develop that aren't as conducive to self-defense fighting, but that's irrelevant. They're still going to be well equipped. I
don't know what the answer is for normal people too, right? Because everybody on YouTube talks as if, they are Bruce Lee reincarnated and they can do 1 finger push-ups and they can, their cardiovascular shit. Dude, I'm 5'7". I'll be 50 years old in March. I weigh 230 pounds. You think I can last more than 10 seconds? We coach wrestling, and there's times, I'm rolling around with the 17-year-olds, right? And takedowns, and it's been 20 seconds. I'm like, I need a break.
Yeah.
No, it's like, okay, what you have, everybody's got to take those considerations into play. You take your martial art from your, if you want to do sparring is great. It's fun. It's going to be conditioning, but there is such a world. It's like you're on Earth sparring, and then whatever the gravity changes or the body mechanics is, now you're in a fight. You're on Jupiter. Because you've got a violent, aggressive, scary, unknown, don't know who this person's energy is. Your whole physiology and psychology changes. And anybody who says, well, I would do this in a fight, but fighting is the worst thing in the world. And sadly, I don't think I would venture to say 90. I'm going to be very bold with this. 90% of people who train martial arts, I don't think they know how to fight. Not sport.
I don't disagree. And I think fighting is so random. That's the problem. You don't know what you're getting into. You could have the easiest fight of your life, or you could have the hardest fight of your life. Either way, you're not prepared for it, and you don't know what to expect. So it's like, yeah, there's guys who can start a fight with you who are bums, and like you just beat them up real easy. And then there's a guy who you think is going to be a bum, and next thing you know, he's taking shots and still moving forward and picking up a steel pipe, and he's just a tough dude that's built different. And he doesn't even have to be big, or his friend comes out of nowhere. Like, you just don't know. And so that's the troubling thing. When you get in a fight, your brain has to go, like, when I'm sparring, I know if I was going to get in a ring, I know, look, I can get my ass kicked, but there's a ref. There's things that are going to stop it. I'm not going to get my head repeatedly smashed into concrete. His friends aren't going to come out and jump me. There's a different mentality automatically in terms of neutralizing a threat that have to take place in a street self-defense situation versus any type of gym-oriented environment. So 2 totally different worlds. And one that can go from, look, my best friend in high school was stabbed by a 13-year-old in my, like just out of nowhere. They wanted something he was wearing. They came, they surrounded him. He wouldn't have expected a 13-year-old would just pull out a knife and stab him. But that's how things go. You just don't know in a street situation what's going to escalate. And that's always my mentality. It's like, I really just want to get out of here, and I want this to end as quickly as possible. So interesting.
Yeah, I do not. I don't want fighting at all. I'm always, I think that your demeanor and persona better be the first thing you shut something down. I feel bad about this. I cut a guy off on my bike the other day, and we pulled up at the light at the same time, and he starts MFing me because it was clearly my fault. And I'm on the bike, and still, I'm a big, shorter guy. And I look right over him. He's pissed his car. And I go, I apologize. I'm in the wrong. I screwed you over. Get over it, or we'll deal with it. And he just shut down. And I'm like, man, I can't imagine. What if he did want to deal with it? Like, what if I didn't say that the right way? Right? What if we pulled over and there was a fight? I don't know what the hell's going to happen.
What if what if his wife is out cheating on him, and he was just dealing with this, and he had a shit day at work, and his boss is treating him like shit, and you're the guy. You're the guy that all that is going to come out on. It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter if you try and kill him. He's there. He's done with himself anyway, and you're the guy today that just happened to be the receiving end of it. You see that all the time.
We used to have this saying. This was my prefer when I was much, much, much younger and I was looking for problems. If it was you and me, I had a problem with it. Don't be the asshole I've been looking for all week. That's what that was. And it was just stupid. It's a dumb mentality. But there are some crazy, dangerous people out there. And I'm not about to be the guy. My mentality too is I'm not about to be the guy, because everything's filmed, that gets his ass kicked by an unknown. Then the next thing you know, Wing Chun master on YouTube gets his ass kicked. I'm not about to let that happen. So I will end every fight way before it starts.
Yeah. I always tell people, I don't care how good a fighter you are, you can get caught. Anyone can get caught. It doesn't mean anything. But, it is shocking how far just apologizing can go. Especially, everyone becomes really crazy once they're in a car. I'm guilty of it. I'll get cut off and literally follow people because I'm just so angry and honking. And I'm like, okay, I'm like calm about it, which is the scariest part of all. So I know I have a problem, and I'm starting to try and learn. Like, okay, they're irrelevant. And if I do something wrong, that I'm always the type of guy that's like, look, I screwed up, buddy. I'm sorry. You're totally right for being angry. I apologize. And that always diffuses it.
Yeah, you can't. And you're the guy with a YouTube presence that teaches martial arts. The last thing you need to do is punch somebody who had it coming. Then the jury's going to be like, no, you're the trained one. No, you're the one talking about fighting. You're being held. I defended myself. No, you're going to jail. Not worth it. Not worth it at all.
Not worth it. This was good. This was a good talk.
That was not Wing Chun. We're going to reiterate that again. Jeff Chen, good job. But next time, please put them over your knee, spank them, and say, how dare you misrepresent Wing Chun.
And if you want to see real Wing Chun,
go to Izzo Wing Chun, IZZO Wing Chun on YouTube. IZZO Wing Chun on YouTube. That's where real Wing Chun is. Not this garbage crap. Ugh.
I was hoping for some kind of random racist comment from you.
Oh, yeah, because I am apparently. Yeah, right, because I'm a racist, misogynist, sexist, all that stuff. Hey,
if you go on, yeah, it's amazing what people say about you.
Oh, God, yeah. There's that other really disgusting, what the hell was it? The idiot who does MMA online who did a video about me. I'm a racist and a sexist dude. My porn search history is saturated with Diamond Jackson. Shut up. So it's like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, amazing. All right. Go support his channel, guys. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to this one if you haven't liked and subscribed. And yeah, thanks for watching.